Jessi has sparked debate among the public more often than not, but her latest situation has drawn considerable focus in South Korea. While some people support her, others demand her departure from the country, leaving netizens questioning who is at fault and who is justified. Jessi has long been a polarizing presence in K-pop, facing various incidents since the beginning of her career that have stirred up debates. On October 11th, Jessi found herself under fire from the public once again when a JTBC report revealed that a fan was attacked right in front of her. The report described an incident from September 29th, where an 18-year-old male fan encountered Jessi while heading to a convenience store in 𝗏𝗏𝗃. It said that he approached her for a photo, but things quickly took a turn. CCTV footage released by the media outlet showed a man from Jessi's group blocking the fan and cursing at him in English, while Jessi herself declined the photo but apologized for doing so. After the fan apologized and tried to leave, another man allegedly attacked him, punching and kicking him. Following the attack, Jessi's group reportedly left the area when the fan called the police. They were later located, but then went on to claim they didn't actually know who the assailant was or where he had run off to. JTBC's report also mentioned that the fan's mother visited Jessi's agency to seek answers on the day of the incident, but was told that the man responsible for the attack was not connected to Jessi, but was a Chinese friend of a producer. Dissatisfied with this explanation, the victim's family proceeded to report the attacker to the police, and for about 10 days after the incident, there was no word from either the police or Jessi's agency. Then, on October 10th, the victim received a message from the producer, whose friend was the perpetrator, stating that Jessi didn't know who the latter was and wasn't involved, urging him to stop contacting and threatening her. The victim then had to clarify that he had never reached out to Jessi or threatened her in any way, expressing disappointment in how she had reacted. He said, "I don't know if she left because she didn't want to be involved, but I was really let down. Even from the footage, you can see she just stood there." Seeing how serious the situation has gotten, a lawyer representing Jessi's agency, DoD Entertainment, clarified that Jessi had no involvement in the incident. The agency stated that Jessi had just met the individual that day and didn't know him, assuring the public they would fully cooperate with the police to help track down the attacker. However, even though the agency tried to explain things, netizens still expressed a lot of disappointment towards Jessi and her behavior. Some said that they were in disbelief over the fact that she had seen a fan get hurt in front of her, and instead of trying to break the fight or call for help, she just walked away. Many felt that while the attacker was at fault, Jessi's decision to walk away and not address the situation was also a significant concern. Others agreed that while Jessi wasn't in the wrong in this situation, she should still apologize to the fan for the physical and psychological pain that was caused to him. In other words, most netizens were putting her at blame more than the perpetrator himself, which to some was just bizarre to watch. Due to all the backlash, Jessi released her own statement on October 12th, which she started by apologizing to the people who were concerned due to the recent reports. Jessi shared that during a private event with acquaintances, a fan approached her for a photo. She admitted that she turned down the request twice because it was late at night. Then, an individual she had only just met that night began to physically attack the fan out of nowhere. Understandably shocked and overwhelmed by the incident, Jessi admitted that she couldn't focus on the fan's feelings at that moment. However, she expressed regret for the fan's suffering and acknowledged a sense of moral responsibility for what occurred. Jessi added, "Soon after the incident, my label and I contacted the mother of the victim, and we are currently working to ensure that the victim finds the culprit and receives a proper apology and due compensation." In the end, she asked the public not to see the incident through a one-sided lens, but of course, that's exactly what happens. The apology, while seemingly sincere, actually just made things worse for her as the victim and his mother publicly refuted her claims. On the October 14th episode of JTBC's Crime Chef, they addressed Jessi's apology. During the episode, the victim's mother said that Jessi's apology was full of excuses, and her excuse of not knowing the assailant didn't make sense either. She reiterated the victim's statement that Jessi was with the man that night, contradicting Jessi's claim of not knowing him. The mother expressed her anger upon reading Jessi's statement, and the victim remarked that it felt like Jessi wasn't truly reflecting on what had happened. He also added that her mention of moral responsibility in the apology came off as insincere. Additionally, the victim alleged that a producer known as Koala, who has collaborated with Jessi several times, struck him in the stomach before the attack. He recounted that Koala initially punched him twice in the stomach and then continued to push his head against him. The victim even suggested that Koala could be involved with a Korean gang, describing his body language as unusual and not normal. He mentioned that after returning home, he did some digging into Koala's background and found indications that he might indeed be connected to a gang, just as he had suspected. After the episode aired, Jessi's company put out a statement, rightfully explaining that while it was true that Jessi and Koala had worked together several times, Jessi didn't know whether he was part of a gang or not. The reactions after this interview were divided. Most didn't blame Jessi at all for the incident, saying that she He just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. In their opinion, if two men were fighting, Jessi wasn't in the wrong to try and save herself by walking away from the situation. As a netizen put it, I don't know what they wanted her to do. I know she has a strong personality, but she is not a man. It could have been worse if she physically tried to break it up. People were left wondering why Jessi was facing the backlash for a situation she didn't initiate or take part in, while the actual culprit seemed to be overlooked by the media and the public. Many also questioned whether the victim was telling the whole story. A fan noted that in the video, the fan approached Jessi aggressively, shoving his phone in her face, which likely upset her companions. Jessi can even be seen bowing an apology and attempting to calm the situation, trying to intervene twice when the man attacked the victim. Some people were less understanding of Jessi and even suggested that she should leave the country. Her Instagram comments quickly became flooded with people telling her to go back to America and belittling her Korean skills. One even suggested that she should be banned from the country just like Steven Yeun, who infamously wasn't allowed back in Korea after he dodged the military. On October 16th, Jessi showed up at the Gangnam police station for questioning about the incident. Wearing a zip-up hoodie and a black cap, she took a moment to speak to the media, expressing her desire for the perpetrator to be found quickly and punished. She also assured the police that she would share everything she knew about the situation, once again stating it was her first encounter with the attacker that day. But while Jessi was questioned for 6 hours at the police station, a previous incident resurfaced, intensifying public opinion that she should consider stepping away from her career. To explain, in May 2013, Jessi faced allegations of attacking a Korean-American woman in a club restroom in Itaewon. The victim initially filed a complaint against Jessi and two of her friends, but later withdrew it. Jessi had maintained that she only intervened to stop the fight and did not take part in it, but the victim suggested that her choice to drop the case was motivated by other factors. She explained that she was preparing to return to the US for work and had already purchased her flight tickets. The lengthy legal process would have prevented her from leaving the country, so she felt she had no option but to withdraw the case. She also pointed out that Jessi's friend who attacked her went back to the US, drawing a parallel to Jessi's recent claims about the perpetrator in the current case returning to China. She emphasized that if there hadn't been CCTV footage, Jessi would likely have denied any involvement, just like she's allegedly doing right now. With everything that went on, Jessi actually ended up leaving her label. On October 18th, DoD Entertainment announced that she had parted ways with the label just a month after joining. The company issued an apology for the recent incident that worried fans, explaining that after talks with Jessi about her future, they both decided to end her exclusive contract effective that day. Despite their brief time together, DoD expressed gratitude for Jessi's contributions and wished her well in her future endeavors. International fans are still puzzled about why Jessi was involved in this issue at all, with one of them tweeting, "Jessi lost her whole career, was interrogated for hours, and is enduring the brutality of Korean press because two random men decided to fight and she happened to be there." Many observers noted that Jessi made efforts to pull Koala away from the fan and even tried to step in when the assailant approached. However, realizing she couldn't change the situation, she ultimately backed away for her own safety. On the other hand, the commenter highlighted a perspective from Korea, expressing concern that Jessi didn't help identify the attacker, claiming ignorance of his name. While this may be her truth, it raises doubts about why her entourage, who likely knew him, didn't report the incident to the police. The situation is still unfolding, but it appears Jessi is taking the most heat instead of those who were actually involved in the fight. While we hope the victim finds justice, it's notable that Jessi, who wasn't part of the altercation and even attempted to intervene, is being pressured to leave the country and is facing career setbacks. We hope she can move past this and surrounds herself with better influences to avoid future trouble. NewJeans Hanni allowed us an exclusive look at the truth about HYBE and what's happening behind these walls. From harassment in the workplace to the company allegedly covering up evidence, Hanni has revealed it all. The battle between NewJeans and HYBE has been going on for months, and many fans hope that it will soon come to an end. The situation could be over soon though, because Hanni recently spoke up about everything that happened, and HYBE's gotten themselves into huge trouble. We need to start at the beginning, in September of 2024, when Hanni was chosen by the National Assembly Environment and Labor Committee to to share her testimony in the state audit in October. The plan was to question Hanni about workplace harassment based on what she shared in the past and how she and her group were continuously and purposefully ignored by the higher-ups in their company. While her attendance was not mandatory, Hanni later confirmed that she would attend the audit and testify. Through the phoning app, Hanni shared her plans to represent the members and fans, stating that it felt right to do so. On October 15th, Hanni took to the Seoul court, which had been swamped by reporters and photographers. Hanni began her speech by saying, "This has happened more than once or twice, and if I continue to stay quiet, it will pass and be buried. This could happen to anyone." Last month, Hanni shared how she was purposefully ignored by a manager of a different group under HYBE. During the testimony, she explained the situation further. Hanni stated that when it happened, she was waiting in the hallway after getting her hair and makeup done when another group, along with their manager, entered the hallway. Hanni greeted them politely, but when the group returned back from the makeup room, the manager looked straight at Hanni and told the group, "Ignore her like you didn't see her." Hanni didn't understand why someone would say such a thing in the work environment. Hanni tried to discuss the issue in the past with Adore's new CEO Joo Young Kim, who's also the chief HR officer of HYBE, but the CEO claimed that there was allegedly no evidence to prove the harassment as the CCTV footage was mysteriously deleted. During the audit, Hanni revealed that she kept audio records of her meetings with Adore management regarding the incident, going as far as to claim that these records could prove Adore's lies. Hanni shared that the management kept going back and forth on why the CCTV footage was no longer available, and since Hanni's not fluent in Korean and she didn't want to miss anything they said, she decided to keep a record of everything. The CCTV footage getting accidentally deleted was reported around a week prior to the audit. NewJeans' parents couldn't helplessly watch the situation, so they took the matter into their own hands. They also exposed HYBE for intentionally deleting the clip, which could prove what Hanni was saying. According to the parents, the clip shows Hanni greeting the group, but it strangely ends right after that. One of the mothers questioned, how can they claim that the problematic incident just happened to be deleted when they left the footage of Hanni greeting the members from the other group untouched? They continued by addressing another issue. According to them, Kim Joo-young is incompetent at addressing NewJeans' complaints regarding the label. One of the mothers explained that she spoke about the video footage of NewJeans members during their trainee days that was leaked online. 2 days later, the mother received a response from Kim Joo-young stating that the fans already filed a criminal complaint against the media outlet and that they could consider waiting for the results. Kim Joo-young also suggested that the members had the option of filing a civil lawsuit against the media outlet for violating their right to publicity. All of the mothers agreed that doing so would cast a negative light on the group. On top of that, their chances of winning were very small since there was no legitimate evidence regarding the leak. Understandably, NewJeans' parents are concerned about Adore's new management and how it's going to affect the girls' careers. One of the parents shared how nothing has been resolved over the past months and how she's been in a state of near despair. She also expressed her concern for the future. Despite it all, the parents still hold hope that the lie won't last forever and that the truth will eventually come to light. According to Hanni, this incident wasn't just a one-time thing, but it developed into a pattern that made her and the other girls feel disrespected. Hanni shared that HYBE executives and higher-ups failed to acknowledge her in numerous instances, and according to her, these instances date all the way back to the group's debut. She added that she understands the cultural significance and how she should always greet and be polite to older people, but she believes it's disrespectful as a human for these people not to greet the members, regardless of their professional status. The disrespect then got to the point when Hanni felt it through the whole company and became suspicious that the company straight up hated them. Hanni said, "There's this air in the company, which is really hard to describe, and so we couldn't really tell anyone. It's something you can only tell if you're in it." Her suspicion got even stronger when she encountered several HYBE employees talking ill about the group on the app Blind, which is an app similar to Teams or Slack used for internal communication. Hanni also witnessed the director of HYBE's PR team trying to lower their Japanese debut score, and that's when she became convinced that the company really despised them. When Kim Joo-young was questioned by the assembly about the company's efforts to prevent workplace harassment, she had a very interesting thing to say. One would expect that the artists would be protected by the same regulations as their employees, but apparently that's not the case. According to her, artists are not defined as employees by the law, and HYBE has an internal guidance policy where they explain how everyone should respect each other, regardless of their position in the company. Allegedly, they are also holding holding regular training programs and put a lot of effort towards their corporate culture. In addition to that, it turns out that artists are not included in the list of people who can use HYBE's company hotline to report workplace harassment, and while Kim claims she took the best possible measures, seeing Hanni so emotional made her wonder if there was more than she could have done. In another instance, Hanni brought up Bang Shi-hyuk, revealing that the CEO never accepted her greetings and that she thought he was quite rude. Bang was already under fire due to his absence at the audit, despite the severe criticism his company is facing right now. Representative Park Hong-bae didn't hold back from calling out Bang Shi-hyuk for not attending such an important event. He fired Bang Shi-hyuk for enjoying himself in the States and shamed him for not being able to understand the seriousness of the situation, despite finding himself in numerous public controversies. Furthermore, Park presented two pictures of Bang enjoying his time in the States, one of them being the infamous photo of Bang with the streamer Joo Seon and her sister. While the public has collectively agreed that HYBE is one shady company, it has been alleged that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. Because Joo Young Kim is a representative of HYBE, she was also questioned about certain past incidents that happened in the company. One of the incidents was the 2022 case where a HYBE employee passed away, and it's alleged it happened because they were being overworked. In response, Joo Young Kim claimed that it was true that the employee passed out at work, but they ended up passing away due to an undisclosed illness. Joo Young Kim explained that the employee went to the break room after claiming they would rest for a bit and was found unresponsive and rushed to the hospital, where they sadly didn't make it. One of the officials pointed out that HYBE failed to report the passing as the law states regarding accidental workplace incidents, suspecting the company of trying to conceal the worker's passing. However, CEO Kim Joo-young denied any attempts to cover the passing, claiming that no autopsy was carried out as requested by the employee's parents. The official fired back at the CEO, saying that this is exactly how concealment works when the culprit works with the bereaved. Because of how serious this situation is, NewJeans fans and netizens are wondering how this is going to play out in the future and how it's going to affect the group's future. While nothing has been set in stone yet, it seems that it's not going to be anything good. HYBE recently updated their schedule for the fourth quarter of 2024, and NewJeans' absence was noted by their fans. It was expected that NewJeans would release a new album in the latter half of the year, but it seems that none of that is going to happen anytime soon. Once people learned about this, though, they were rightfully enraged. Many of them accused the company of intentionally putting the group's future in danger, with one of them writing, "They had a plan for a full album, but they've just shelved it in plain sight. Absolute hooligans." Another one expressed their worries about the girls and if they were handling the situation okay. Overall, the response towards Hanni's appearance has been majorly positive, and many fans and netizens admire her courage for standing against people who might have a lot more power than she does. One user on Twitter said, "A young Vietnamese girl speaking about how hard her workplace is and harassment in the K-pop industry. This is revolutionary." Many people were endeared when Hanni promised that if she ever had to return back, she would study Korean more so that she could understand and express herself perfectly. On the other hand, international netizens had a lot more to say. On Reddit, many netizens said that the issue was becoming bigger than it should be, especially as a lot of it was focused on Hanni being ignored by the manager. They added that while it's completely valid for Hanni to feel mistreated, there were idols who went through worse things but didn't gain this much attention because they were not as popular as NewJeans. Another user on Reddit called the whole situation a media stunt, pointing out how young Hanni is and how no one really seems to care about what she has to say. One netizen also wondered why Hanni didn't bring up the more serious incidents that happened in the past instead, such as their old dorms being infested with cockroaches or the fact that they had to travel home alone in the middle of the night with no security. Recently, Hanni's speech at the audit once again sparked a discussion among netizens when Hanni and Minji talked about it during their live stream on October 19th. What didn't sit well with netizens was the way the girls spoke about Hanni's speech. The girls talked about how cute Hanni looked and how she was making weird faces, not really focusing on the real purpose of her appearance at the audit. Many netizens agreed that the girls treated it as a performance and not at all as something important which defeats the purpose. Still, no matter the outcome of the situation, we're always rooting for the girls and hope they will come out of the situation unscathed and stronger than ever. Despite RIIZE's success and achievements, fans constantly wondered about Seunghan's future. Well, they finally got an answer, but it wasn't the one they wanted, and the circumstances surrounding it were quite disturbing too. Even before their debut, RIIZE faced various scandals, but the one that caused the most uproar involved Seunghan. To explain what happened, his privacy was violated when photos with an ex-girlfriend and videos of him smoking were leaked without his permission. While these behaviors are typical for teenagers, they sparked a campaign among Korean fans and netizens to have him removed from the group. SM responded to this backlash by putting him on hiatus on November 22nd of last year, stating he needed time to reflect and improve. Meanwhile, RIIZE continued releasing music as fans speculated about the duration of Seunghan's hiatus and whether it would ever end. Finally, almost a year later, on October 2nd, SM announced that Seunghan's hiatus was over and that he would go back to promoting with RIIZE starting in November. In a statement on RIIZE's social media, the company informed fans that during Seunghan's 10-month absence, he had been reflecting on his past actions, which he acknowledged were wrong. They explained that his behavior didn't align with their standards for an artist, so they carefully considered when to bring him back. They also apologized for the delay in updating fans, knowing many were concerned about his status as a member during the hiatus. They shared that he had been working hard to improve during his time away and asked fans to trust their decision, apologizing for any confusion or difficulties caused. After SM's statement, Seunghan spoke out about the situation on his own. He posted a handwritten letter to fans on Weverse saying that he had been disappointed in himself when his pre-debut pictures came out and felt regretful about what he had done. Seunghan apologized to the fans who supported him and to the group members who had to deal with the situation while he was away. He shared that the members had reached out to him, which he recognized must have been a tough decision for them, and he expressed deep gratitude for the opportunity they gave him. Though he admitted feeling the weight of these expectations and some fear, he promised to work even harder to repay the trust placed in him. In the end, he said, "I will work hard to become a good member and ensure I will not hinder the progress and achievements the members have made thus far." Both statements were pretty shocking, especially since people didn't even expect Seunghan to come back in the first place. In fact, many of them were certain that the company was just waiting for his contract to expire so they wouldn't have to deal with the trouble. So to say that there were conflicted opinions on this would be quite an understatement. International fans were thrilled by his return and happy that SM finally made a choice they felt was right. They couldn't understand why Seunghan was being treated harsher than actual criminals, or why so many people were wishing him harm when all he did was have a normal life before debuting. When it comes to Korean fans though, it's a whole different story. Based on online forum comments, people were furious at SM's decision to bring him back. Users commented things like, "Is SM insane?" and "No, RIIZE is 6 members." They also seem to think that Seunghan's return is going to hinder any progress that the group has made these past 10 months, seeing him as a freeloader and a burden to the group. Some people complained that Seunghan's return disrupted the group's visual balance, claiming they looked better with just 6 members. Others said his comeback ruined the group's chances of becoming popular, threatening to boycott their music and saying that they had lost interest in keeping up with them. Fans accused SM of intentionally hurting the group's success by bringing Seunghan back and demanded the company act quickly before RIIZE lost its entire fan base. As you can see from these reactions, fans weren't pleased and made their frustration obvious in any way they could. First, they sent 1,000 funeral wreaths in front of SM's building with messages like "Seunghan leave RIIZE," "Freeloader Seunghan exit," and "Withdraw your decision to bring back the evil member Seunghan." Then they started canceling their orders of RIIZE's photo book and other merch, letting the company know that they wouldn't purchase anything from then on if Seunghan remained in the group. Following this, the group's official fan club also released a statement denouncing SM's decision to bring Seunghan back. They insisted the company acknowledge that RIIZE's success was due to the 6 active members and the loyal fans viewing Seunghan, who had been inactive most of the time, as more of a burden. The fan club also expressed frustration, saying that since fans had been supporting the group as 6 members, SM's sudden decision to bring Seunghan back felt like a betrayal. On top of everything, SM was blamed for causing a divide within the fandom, damaging RIIZE's image and concept, and creating a toxic environment for the remaining 6 members to work and promote in. Those opposed to Seunghan's return also managed to crash SM's Kwangya 119 service center, which handles artist-related reports. Fans coordinated mass spamming, demanding Seunghan's removal and causing the system to crash. As you can see, the reaction against his return became so severe that one of the other RIIZE members, Wonbin, had to speak out. On October 13th, he shared a message on Weverse admitting he was nervous about how fans might respond, but felt that staying silent would only create more confusion among them. He explained that there were likely questions about his fellow members' return, but assured them that Seunghan, the members, and the company had long discussions on the matter. Wonbin then asked fans to understand that the group had been deeply considering the situation together, expressing his regret that he couldn't make everyone happy. Though he knew this message wouldn't resolve all their concerns, he hoped it would at least bring some comfort amidst the confusion. Unfortunately, his post did nothing to calm the waters. One fan tweeted that they didn't care if Wonbin or the other members wanted Seunghan to return, arguing that only the fans' opinions mattered since they were the ones spending money on the group. So, netizens and the fandom kept pushing SM to remove Seunghan, showing little concern for how it might impact his mental health. Shockingly, some even said they wouldn't stop until he hurt himself or worse. Fans of the group believed SM would step in to address the situation, whether by suing those sending threats and wreaths or taking other actions. They reasoned that the company wouldn't have brought Seunghan back unless they were prepared to handle the backlash, and they expected SM to tackle the problem accordingly. However, it very soon became clear that SM wasn't ready to handle the situation at all. Instead of managing things, they quickly gave in to fan demands, revealing that it was the fans, not the company, who seemed to be the ones calling the shots for the group. Just 48 hours after announcing that Seunghan would be coming back from his hiatus, SM released another statement to notify fans that he had made the decision to leave the group. In their statement, they apologized for listening more to the production team than valuing the time RIIZE and the fans shared. They also explained that the decision to bring Seunghan back was made with the hope that it would allow the group to grow and bring happiness to everyone, despite his past mistakes. However, after seeing the fans' reactions, they realized that this decision only caused more confusion and pain. In the end, Seunghan chose to leave the group entirely, thinking it was best for both the members and fans. Seunghan later shared a handwritten letter acknowledging the gravity of the situation. He expressed concern about the potential harm he might be causing to the members and the company, ultimately concluding that stepping away was the best choice for everyone involved. He went on to say, "I don't want to cause any more hurt or confusion for the fans, and I don't want to harm the members any further, and I also don't want to hurt the company any further." Seunghan then thanked SM and the members for giving him another opportunity and apologized to the fans who supported him, promising to cheer on the group from afar. The news was surprising, as it marked the first time an idol left their group so soon after returning from a break. While leaving RIIZE might have been Seunghan's decision entirely, SM faced significant criticism for their management of the situation from the start. Fans pointed out that since Seunghan's hiatus, SM had treated him as if he hadn't been a part of the group in the first place. The members weren't allowed to mention him, he was excluded from RIIZE's webtoon, edited out of pre-debut material, and removed from Instagram highlights and merchandise. Given that fans were accustomed to seeing the group without Seunghan and had doubts about his return, it makes sense that they reacted so strongly when SM went against the 6-member agenda they had been promoting since last year. Secondly, the company didn't even handle his return or his departure well at all. As mentioned, considering how vocal fans were during his hiatus and their clear opposition to his return, SM should have anticipated the backlash and thought it through in advance. After all, they had 10 months to figure out how to handle the situation if fans reacted poorly. Instead, they sent a troubling message that crazy behavior would get fans what they wanted. This was evident when Karina had to apologize for dating, and now it's evident with Seunghan's case. As a Twitter user put it best, the only thing SM has proven is that there is no conviction behind their word, and fans can just run the show if they post a few comments and send a couple wreaths. This behavior sends a clear message to other idols at SM and the other RIIZE members. If you go against what fans want, you will face similar consequences. To make matters worse, SM announced Seunghan's departure while the other RIIZE members were mid-flight, leaving them unaware until they landed. When they did, fans noticed they looked gloomy, with 𝐒𝐿 even appearing red-eyed as though he had been crying. This led to accusations that SM blindsided Seunghan and made the decision when the other members were away so they wouldn't be involved or offer him any real support. The company also deleted Wonbin's post on Weverse, which only fueled the delusions of obsessive fans even more. The most troubling aspect is that even if Seunghan made the choice himself, it was done under intense stress and panic. A video surfaced of a man believed to be Seunghan walking past the rows of funeral wreaths outside the company. In the clip, he appears visibly distressed, holding his head in his hands as he looks at the wreaths. Even if Seunghan was mentally prepared to return, he likely wasn't ready to handle strangers going as far as to buy funeral wreaths and wishing harm on him. These individuals clearly didn't care about the group or its members despite their repeated claims. Even after Seunghan left and they ultimately got what they wanted, they kept putting up new wreaths when his fans removed and destroyed the old ones. The situation has upset many, including non-fans, with people banding together to urge SM not to cave to every irrational demand from certain Korean fans. A significant number have pledged to stop supporting the group, and RIIZE's official Twitter account has lost tens of thousands of followers quickly. There's also also growing doubt about how SM plans to promote RIIZE as an international group when they seem to ignore the voices of non-Korean fans. Right now, the focus is on hoping Seunghan has a strong support system to help him through what's clearly been a difficult an overwhelming experience. Many are also waiting for these irrational fans to finally be held accountable and be put in their place, which is what they deserve after all they have been putting idols through. One of the biggest mysteries in K-pop right now is what has happened to the group 𝗏𝗏, as the group went from regularly updating their fans across social media to complete radio silence. But is this because of the hiatus of one of the members, or is there something darker going on? 𝗏𝗏's journey started in 2023 when the group was formed through the reality competition show A2K, which stands for America to Korea. As many of you know, A2K is a project between JYP Entertainment and Republic Records. Their intent to form the first American girl group using the K-pop system was successful, and after months of rigorous training, 𝗏𝗏 was able to debut in January of 2024. But even before their official debut, the girls were doing very well for themselves. In September of 2023, they ended up as #1 on the US Billboard's Hot Trending Songs with their pre-debut title track YO Universe. This further confirmed what many of their fans were already hoping for. The group had a promising chance of becoming a huge success. Their popularity was growing rapidly, and their official debut single, Girls of the Year, was well received both from their fans and the public. Many people complimented the song, saying that it actually suited the group's overall vibe, and to some, the song was giving a strong Disney Channel vibe in the best way possible. Their feel-good releases and stunning choreo secured the group the opportunity to open for JYP's biggest girl group TWICE on their Las Vegas concert during TWICE's Ready to Be tour. That's not to say that everything was smooth sailing from the beginning. Even before the group's debut, the group and JYP Entertainment were both facing some criticism. An anonymous netizen's post about the members' ages went viral in September of 2023 as many expressed their concern over how young they are, 𝗏𝗏 in particular. Because 𝗏𝗏 was born in 2009, it made her significantly younger compared to the other girls who are between the ages of 17 and 19. 𝗏𝗏 was much younger when A2K started, making the situation more disturbing to some. This even had a few people wondering if being a K-pop idol should even be accessible to someone this young. As expected, netizens flocked to social media to express their thoughts about 𝗏𝗏's age, wondering if her debut was rushed and if she should spend more time preparing and training so she could debut at an older age. In fact, 𝗏𝗏's age was discussed so thoroughly that an LA-based JYP Entertainment manager Daniel Hong saw those concerns and decided to address them. In an interview with the Nylon magazine, Daniel assured fans that the company has been following a set of California's strict regulations regarding minors working in the entertainment industry. Some of these rules include restricted working hours for minors, accessible education through provided tutors, and the option of having a guardian present if needed. Daniel admitted that while these regulations might put the group at a disadvantage compared to others who don't need them or follow them, they're non-negotiable and very necessary. Despite the whole controversy, 𝗏𝗏 and their fans managed to get a few good months before everything came to a halt, as on March 11th, 2024, JYP Entertainment announced on that 𝗏𝗏 would not be able to participate in any future activities due to her poor health. The agency promised to update the fans regularly about 𝗏𝗏's return and promised to consider their artist's health as their highest priority. In the beginning, many of their fans suspected that the group's hectic schedule, constant performing, traveling, and school responsibilities were just taking a toll on 𝗏𝗏's health. Understandably, many people wondered what exactly happened to 𝗏𝗏 due to the vague statement, but one netizen on Reddit pointed out that JYP might be prohibited from disclosing personal medical information due to 𝗏𝗏 being a minor. So when almost 1 million of their fans witnessed witnessed the members slowly disappear, they started to realize that something much more serious had been going on. If we take a look at their Instagram, the girls haven't been active since June of this year, besides the 3 birthday posts that were posted in June, July, and August. Apart from these posts, no indication about the group's current whereabouts has been given. Their other social media accounts have been suspiciously silent either, and their YouTube channel hasn't been updated since April. It's such a shame though, because everything was pointing towards 𝗏𝗂 having a really successful year, and the group created a supportive and loving community online. They were even supposed to perform at the famous festival Lollapalooza this year, which took place in Chicago alongside some of the biggest names in the music industry, such as Hozier, Stray Kids, and Tyler, the Creator. This could have been a great way towards new opportunities, and their fan base could have grown even more, but their appearance was cancelled all of a sudden, shocking everyone. The reason for the cancellation was allegedly unforeseen circumstances, which added yet another unanswered question to the already growing mystery. Some netizens wondered if their performance was cancelled because the group simply didn't have enough songs to fill the 45 minutes they were slated for at Lollapalooza. Understandably, the group's fans are thoroughly disappointed as they were promised by JYP to receive updates about Kaylee's well-being, which didn't happen. A user on Reddit theorized that both of the record labels could have agreed that continuing without a key member would be damaging to the group, so they decided to halt all of their activities. Another user added that Kaylee already had a lot on her plate, going through a comeback after a comeback while balancing school on the side as well. While it would be very pathetic for the labels to use this silence as a marketing tactic, it's yet another theory that they intentionally made the members disappear to generate hype before their next release, not to mention they would be putting thousands of fans in distress just for some excitement. People started to link 𝗏𝗂's sudden disappearance to the worst-case scenario, a possible disbandment. One netizen pointed out that JYP never fails to update the public on any of their girl groups, be it something more serious or just general news about the group's activities, so the fact that they've been silent for so long is suspicious. They also added that 𝗏𝗂𝐴 doesn't seem to have a clear target audience, as they are under labels that house both K-pop idols and Western artists. The netizen continued listing the lack of focus on their audience and their apparent generic sound to be the cause behind the group's demise. With how oversaturated the market is right now, it's truly difficult to stand out amidst the hundreds of groups, but it's not like the girls have been doing badly, it was quite the opposite. One netizen also came up with a scenario where the members are being silent because of L2K, which is the Latin American version of A2K. They theorized that the girls could be involved in the competition as mentors and would become a part of the show narrative. The comments under the post mostly refuted the theory, saying that the groups is simply too fresh for them to be mentors. One user wrote, "I find it hard to think that a group that hasn't been active for months end up being mentors, plus they don't even have a lot of songs. Additionally, L2K is still a work in progress, so putting the members on hiatus soon, if it was because of the show, simply doesn't make sense." Videos of Savannah and Lexi promoting JYP's global audition in the States were posted in September, and while it's good to know that they're still artists under JYP, it doesn't answer any of the burning questions. Many netizens also think that the members could be stuck in some sort of internal reorganization or rebrand, with the group making their comeback after a certain time with a totally new image and sound. Since they are so young and their concept targets a younger audience, it's possible the agency is making them wait until they come up with a more mature concept. A few people even mentioned the possibility of internal conflicts and disagreements, with one netizen bringing up finances as the reason why. A user on Twitter pointed out that 𝗏𝗂 are allegedly in what's known as a 360 deal, which means the members would get virtually nothing. Then there's the whole issue with global groups that don't belong to a single market, but are kind of split between two different ones, both of which have very different characteristics and audiences. The market in the States is vastly different from the K-pop market, and it's possible that business-wise, the group didn't fit into either of those. It's important to remember that all of this is just fan theories and speculations, and we truly don't know what's going on. The group's fans tried to explore all kinds of possibilities, though, and one netizen shared a rumor they read on the internet about the members allegedly not liking each other and that the entire group was deemed as a failed project. Someone responded to their comment, explaining that they wouldn't be surprised if there was some truth to their statement, reasoning that the girls have been together for a short period of time and it could possibly be difficult for them to become best friends immediately. A netizen on Reddit also pointed out an interesting fact that some of them could have changed their mind about being idols. They explained that being a K-pop idol or K-pop adjacent is much harder than someone might realize, with America and South Korea having two very different approaches to careers. A more optimistic theory is that V.'s career was hindered due to Kaylee's hiatus and that the others simply don't want to continue without her. It's possible that a comeback was in the works and it was supposed to happen before Lollapalooza so the group would have enough songs to fill up the required time, but it was postponed due to Kaylee not being able to participate. No matter what's happening right now, we hope the girls are doing okay and will return soon stronger than ever. If you thought that the situation regarding HYBE and 𝗏𝘗 couldn't possibly get any messier, you would be very wrong. If you can recall, on September 11th, the NewJeans members did a live stream where they addressed several issues with their management, including mistreatment. Hanni specifically shared an incident where she encountered another group in the hallway. After they exchanged greetings, the other group's manager loudly instructed them to ignore her, something which had deeply and understandably upset Hanni. Though she was careful not to name anyone, 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗵𝗂𝗵𝗂𝗵𝗂𝗔 agency attempted to refute her claims almost a month later. In a statement released on October 7th, 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗃 clarified that the protocol manager from 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗃 never told their members to ignore Hanni. They emphasized that 𝗦𝗵𝗃 members have consistently greeted NewJeans politely and never walked past them without acknowledging them. The company also stated that after receiving a complaint from the parents of NewJeans members on June 13th, they examined CCTV footage and conducted interviews with both members and staff. According to them, there had only been one interaction between the two groups, which took place on May 27th. Apparently, they were in the same area for less than 5 minutes, but during that brief encounter, the 𝗦𝗵𝗃 members greeted Hanni by bowing at a 90-degree angle as they walked by in the building lobby. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 also alleged that during a review of the footage on August 14th with several representatives, including former 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 CEO Min Hee-jin, the latter pointed out that the incident likely occurred after what was shown and hinted that there might be more footage available. However, the agency explained they couldn't retrieve any additional footage because it had been over 30 days since the recording, meaning that they were all deleted. Min Hee-jin's team later claimed that HYBE deliberately deleted the footage of the ignore her incident, but 𝗵𝗵𝗃 denied these accusations. They went on to state, "Our protocol staff always uses respectful language and titles when interacting with artists, so the very notion that they would say ignore is not consistent with objective facts." They voiced worries about false allegations being taken as truth, which had apparently caused significant distress for the staff member involved. The company stated they would pursue legal action if this continued to damage the reputation of their staff and artists. They even went as far as to demand an apology from Hanni and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which didn't sit well with the public, especially the parents of the NewJeans members. The 5 mothers of the members went to speak with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Sports in an interview, accusing 𝗵𝗵𝗃 and HYBE of distorting the truth. One of the mothers, only referred to as A in the article, revealed that Hanni's mother first alerted other parents about the situation around late May when tensions were running high between HYBE and Min Hee-jin. According to her, though, even though the latter faced challenges and isolation from other labels, she still strongly spoke out in defense of the members. All the concerned parties then reached out to Kim Jo-young, the newly appointed chairman of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's board, to voice their complaints so they could prevent similar incidents. However, the process dragged on, and they were ultimately told that crucial footage had been erased. Explaining the situation further, the mothers insisted that even though concerns were raised in June, there was no action taken until they decided to check the CCTV. However, doubts arose when they discovered the cameras didn't record sound, leading one of the mothers to wonder why they were making things so complicated instead of simply talking to Hanni and the person involved. They wanted to see the footage, but when they asked about it later, they were told it didn't exist. Another mother, referred to as B, shared her frustration with the oddities surrounding the situation. According to them, they reported the issue immediately after it occurred, backed by email records, yet were told that the CCTV footage was deleted after 30 days. When they asked for it to be restored, the agency claimed it wasn't technically possible. While this would be believable in any other case, B pointed out that not all the footage from that day was missing, as they were shown an 8-second clip of Hanni greeting another artist. One of the mothers also mentioned that on September 23rd, Adore's new CEO Kim Jo-young requested a private meeting with the NewJeans members. However, since the mothers were too worried to let their children go alone, especially considering the recent events, they accompanied them. During the meeting, the mothers noted just how often HYBE and Adore's new CEO contradicted themselves and made confusing statements about the footage, which had them in disbelief. One particularly notable moment was when the new CEO reportedly broke down in tears in front of the members, which made everyone in the room feel uncomfortable. It was even suspected that the CEO might have been trying to emotionally manipulate them, with one of the mothers stating, "For the CEO, someone they aren't even that close with yet, to display such emotional behavior during a discussion about serious issues made us worried that it might cause the kids to feel guilty." During their meeting, Mother B also expressed concern about videos from the NewJeans members' trainee days being leaked online without their consent. Just 2 days after the incident, though, CEO Kim Jo-young confirmed that fans had filed a criminal complaint against the media outlet and Source Music, suggesting they wait for the case's outcome. The mother stated that the CEO had discouraged them from filing a civil lawsuit through an email, saying that such action might be viewed negatively in the eyes of the public. The email also pointed out the difficulty of winning due to insufficient evidence, and noted that Adore had previously tried to come in contact with Source Music and the media outlet, but received no response. This suggestion to wait for the fans' complaint confused the parents to no end. Despite Adore's offer to support legal action, their message felt confusing and contradictory, leaving everyone worried about the members' safety in the situation. The NewJeans members' mothers voiced their fears, saying these issues often happen to go unnoticed and could be covered up over time. They expressed to be deeply concerned about their children's safety, as this incident had enforced their belief that the label simply didn't care about the members or their well-being. With all of these new accusations, allegations, and information coming out, there was also a variety of reactions from netizens. Korean netizens didn't quite believe the claim that the CCTV footage was deleted, commenting things like, "Why did you erase the CCTV? I honestly hate this company," with one person noting how bizarre it was for 𝗵𝗡 and HYBE to say the footage is deleted after 30 days when they still had the rest of the CCTV showing the members greeting each other. In fact, there were many inconsistencies pointed out in 𝗵𝗡's statements. One person pointed out that Hanni never named anyone involved in the incident, yet 𝗵𝗡 and HYBE were the ones who publicly accused her of lying and dragged 𝗏𝗏's name into the media, sparking fan wars against them. They also questioned why the footage wasn't preserved when Adore had already filed their complaint, as it would have made sense to keep all evidence. Ultimately, many wondered why 𝗵𝗡 waited so long after the incident to try to defend themselves, leading to the impression that they were just trying to label Hanni as a liar. Regarding the mother's shocking revelation, netizens primarily focused on the part when the CEO apparently cried in front of the members during a meeting that was meant to address the serious issues and mistreatment they were experiencing. The comments widely agreed that the CEO was probably trying to gaslight the members into feeling sympathy for her, with one of them saying, "It should be the NewJeans members who are crying, why is she crying?" One also questioned why she wasn't embarrassed to cry in front of the members. Neither 𝗵𝗡 nor the new Adore CEO has responded to these claims, but when they do, it's likely that it's going to involve more accusations and justifications. What's sure is that their efforts to sway public opinion haven't worked, and despite their strategies, they seem to be achieving the exact opposite of what they intended. Finally, let's discuss the latest updates on 𝗘𝗲𝗓 case, since the police recently released new details about his crimes, clarifying what exactly he is accused of. Back on August 28th, SM Entertainment announced that they had removed 𝗘𝗲𝗓 from NCT as he was being investigated for SA. However, they didn't give any more details about the case, leaving everyone wondering about just how serious the accusations and the crime were. Well, on October 7th, Chosun revealed that 𝗘𝗲𝗓 faced allegations of violating a drunk woman alongside 2 accomplices, neither of whom are public figures. He was officially charged with aggravated quasi, which refers to the act of SA carried out with a weapon or by a group against someone who's unconscious or cannot defend themselves. If found guilty, 𝗘𝗲𝗓 could face a minimum of 7 years in prison and potentially even a life sentence. Despite the new information emerging about the crime, SM has chosen not to comment, citing the ongoing investigation as the reason for their silence. On the other hand, netizens expressed shock and horror upon learning about the details. Many were outraged that he, along with his friends, had harmed an unconscious woman, yet he still continued to attend his schedule, even actively interacting with female fans as if nothing had happened. Others expressed that they were upset that he remained free and not in police custody. There's also a strong belief that he won't face appropriate consequences, especially since others who committed similar or worse offenses received minimal penalties. A commenter echoed the sentiment, writing, "Knowing South Korea's track record, even if he is fully guilty of everything levied against him, he'll get off with like 1 or 2 years reduced to probation on appeal." With the full details of his crimes now public, many are just hoping that the justice system will finally hold him accountable and deliver the punishment he deserves. After Lisa released her most recent song, Moonlit Floor, people are convinced she's indeed dating 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗄 Frédéric Arnault. After they were first seen together in 2022, countless rumors surfaced online, with many eager to find out more about their alleged relationship. The first public interaction between the two happened in November 2022 when Frédéric went to Blackpink's concert in Los Angeles. Afterward, he posted a picture with the members taken backstage with the caption, "What an amazing evening for the Blackpink concert in LA. Congratulations and see you soon in Paris." Netizens didn't think much of it, since Frédéric wouldn't be the first nor the last public figure to go to Blackpink's concert. Lisa's body language raised eyebrows for some netizens, but since the two hadn't been seen together before, so there was no reason to think that they were romantically involved. In fact, during their first few sightings, it was believed that the two were just friends. Last April, Lisa's unexpected friendship stole the show when Blackpink took the stage at Coachella. She watched GOT7's Jackson and 𝗏𝗵𝐾 sets at the festival, even taking a picture with the latter backstage, met up with Billie Eilish, and even took a picture with Tyga and Peter Utz. Interestingly, Frédéric was also at the iconic Pinkchella after-party photo location, but since he wasn't pictured alone with Lisa, many didn't pay attention to him. However, months later, the two were seen hanging out again, now in Paris. The popular site Shoot in Paris shared a video of her dining at a restaurant, but due to the angle of the video, you couldn't really see who she was sitting with or talking to. Then another clip came out, now taken from a different angle, which revealed Frédéric sitting right next to her. It was then that people started suspecting that there might be something more between the two. Some insisted that it was possible that the two were just friends and said that Lisa should be allowed to have friends of the opposite gender without people jumping to conclusions about the nature of their relationship. Others thought that there must be a reason that the two were hanging out so much, and according to them, it wasn't because they were friends. What truly mattered to them wasn't the connection between the two, but Lisa's happiness above all. On July 12, 2023, rumors of them dating gained traction once again when major Korean news outlets like Sports Kyunghyang, JoongAng-ilbo, and Mail-kyungjae all reported on them. Based on the video of the two dining together, the media came to the conclusion that the two were in a relationship. The news spread like wildfire, and people had different reactions to it. Many were taken aback that Korean news picked up on the rumors so late, especially since Western media had covered the alleged romance months earlier. A few thought that Frédéric wasn't good enough for Lisa and that she could do much better. Others asserted that the rumors were false and that the two were nothing more than friends who had happened to hang out together at a restaurant. They just didn't see dining together as proof of a romantic relationship, pointing out that Lisa is very social, so it's unreasonable to assume every guy she spends time with is her boyfriend. Some even believed that YG Entertainment was behind the rumors, as many pointed out that Blackpink's contracts were nearing their expiration at the time. Throughout the next month, the rumors circulated heavily among fans, but there was no official confirmation or response. True to form, neither YG, Lisa, nor Frédéric addressed the speculation, letting people buzz with speculation and theories. Then, in August, Lisa shared vacation photos from what appeared to be Zakynthos in Greece. Along with stunning images of herself, she included shots of the beautiful scenery and a video of the boat going through the rocks. Even though the pictures were unassuming, netizens made some connections between her post and that of Frédéric Arnault's sister-in-law, Geraldine. A few days earlier, the latter had shared a post on Instagram featuring similar pictures, particularly highlighting the rock formations like those in Lisa's photos. This led to assumptions that she had gone on vacation with the Arnault family. Shortly after, Frédéric posted some photos of his watch that seemed to have been taken in Italy, and not long after that, Lisa shared her own pictures, which were also supposedly taken at the same location. Despite all the proof of her being part of the Arnault family getaway, some speculated that Lisa's trip was actually organized by Bulgari, the brand she represents as an ambassador. This speculation grew when a photo of Bulgari CEO Jean-Christophe Babin appeared online, showing him seemingly at the same location Lisa had taken pictures in. When netizens asked about the rumors, he responded that while Lisa was always welcome to join them, he was actually on vacation with his family, not with her. A few days later, a netizen spotted the two sitting together on a couch at a private airport in Los Angeles and took a picture of them. It was rumored that Lisa had taken Frédéric's private jet from New Jersey after Blackpink wrapped up their Born Pink Encore concerts at the MetLife Stadium, and they flew to Los Angeles together. The picture fueled the rumors even more, but neither party addressed anything. While they weren't obligated to clarify, it was clear they were either dating or spending a lot of time together for no apparent reason. Whatever the nature of their relationship was, it was clear that they were very supportive of each other and their endeavors. When Lisa performed at Crazy Horse in Paris, Frederick showed up with his parents and brother to support her. Over the months, the rumored couple was seen together frequently, whether that was at a restaurant in Paris, a football game, museums, shopping for expensive items, public events, banquets, and cities like Miami and Monaco. Whenever they were spotted, crowds of people and journalists would gather around them, eager to snap photos for proof of a romance between them. Despite the attention, Lisa and Frederick appeared unfazed, acting as if they were alone and showing plenty of subtle affection for each other. For example, Frederick would hold an umbrella over her head, loan her his loyal bodyguard, and show up to her shows and concerts. They also gave more obvious signs about the nature of their relationship, and it was related to their phone cases. It started when Frederick posted a picture on his Instagram story where he's seen holding his phone to his ear from the time he was in Italy. The phone case is visible, and while it's obvious that there's something written on it, Frederick made sure to cover it with a white heart. However, it was assumed that his case had Lisa written on it. In fact, it seems like the two have matching phone cases with each other's initials. On January 29th of this year, a photo of Lisa went viral online, showing her taking a selfie with dancers from her 2024 Gala des Peces Jaunes performance in France. Lisa posted a picture of the team together but cropped part of it, which didn't raise much attention. However, later on, a YGX dancer shared the uncropped version but quickly deleted it when he realized Lisa's phone case, with the initials F.A. visible, was in the shot. Lisa continued posting photos with her phone case, always careful to hide the writing on it. However, in some clips or footage captured by others, the engraved F.A. on her case was clearly visible. Frederick seems to also have a case featuring Lisa's initials, which has been spotted in several videos and photos. Initially, both seemed cautious about keeping these hidden, but now they appear unconcerned. In fact, they even went as far as to kiss in public, or at least it's thought so. On May 26th, Lisa and Frederick both attended an event in Monaco, as seen in clips circulating online. Over a week after the event, a hashtag about the two went viral on Weibo. One particular video showed them dancing together and having a good time, though the original poster also claimed they were spotted kissing at the event. The video was captioned, "Expressing their love to the utmost," with a hashtag reading, "Lisa and 𝗏𝗏's third son kissing at a banquet." The video itself is blurry though, and fans argued that it doesn't support the claim that they were kissing or the viral hashtag's meaning. Whether a kiss happened between them or not, it was argued that it wouldn't matter since the pair had made their supposed relationship clear from the very beginning. Over the months, the alleged couple interacted with each other frequently, both in public and on social media. Frederick and the entire Arnault family have shown public support for Lisa's music, liking nearly all of her posts. In early August, they even went on a vacation together along with her. Specifically, on August 8th, Getty Images shared new pictures of the family enjoying their vacation, and even though she wasn't looking at the camera, netizens quickly recognized Lisa by her hair and style. Then the alleged couple were spotted together once again later in the month. Lisa boarded a plane to Hawaii after she celebrated Blackpink's debut anniversary, and just a few days later, on August 15th, a fan took a picture of the two at a restaurant. Even though nothing particularly interesting happened on this outing, fans were still happy to see how much the two see each other every time Lisa is overseas. They also met in New York once, being pictured at a restaurant together. Despite all the sightings and outings, the supposed couple have never as much as acknowledged their relationship, let alone confirmed it. It seemed like the two operated with the mantra private but not secret. They were open about being together and didn't mind if people knew, but they didn't want anyone digging into their personal lives any further by confirming their relationship. However, this changed recently with the release of Lisa's newest song, Moonlit Floor. At the Global Citizen Festival on September 28th, she shocked the crowd by performing a song nobody had heard before, exciting everyone who was there or tuning in. Sampling Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, Lisa sings to a green-eyed French boy who got her tripping and tells him to kiss her under the Paris twilight. Given that there aren't many green-eyed French guys known to be close to Lisa, fans found it safe to assume that the song might be about Frederick. The fact that she seemingly hard-launched her relationship caused a lot of reactions. Most applauded Lisa for her bravery and openness. Being part of the world's most famous girl group, sharing something so personal couldn't have been easy for her, especially knowing that not everyone would react positively, and they didn't. Many fans have criticized Lisa's choice of partner for various reasons, primarily his looks. Some believe Frederick doesn't fit with Lisa's image and express regret about knowing what the song is about. Tweets from fans said things like, "I was smiling too hard listening to it cause it's so good, but then I realized who it's about," and "Does this have a Thai version? I don't want to be able to understand this." Some fans insist that Lisa has the right to date whomever she chooses, arguing that others should either accept it or stop being fans. While it's normal for fans to have opinions about her music, it's unreasonable for them to think they can dictate dictate her personal life or who she dates. Thankfully, Lisa doesn't seem to mind what others say about her boyfriend or how he looks. Even though these comments have been present ever since the rumors first started, Lisa continued being seen by him without giving any indication that she cared about what people thought about her, which is all that matters. From catchy pop tunes to undeniable charisma on stage, NewJeans quickly became a staple in the K-pop industry. Soon after their rise to fame, their name became linked to HYBE's troubling practices, particularly concerning how they treat their artists. Not long after the start of HYBE's feud with 𝗏𝗏, the entire situation ended up escalating, and soon it affected not only the girls, but their parents as well. As a parent, you want your child to be in a safe environment no matter what, especially when they are a celebrity with NewJeans' level of fame. Unfortunately, the girls' parents learned the hard way that they cannot trust the company that promised to protect the girls. In May of 2024, among other things, HYBE came under fire for their manipulative behavior towards the girls' parents. According to 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏 in their report, HYBE only pretended to care about NewJeans to their parents, but the truth was much different. In the report, 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏 exposed HYBE and the company's PR executives for pressuring reporters to write distasteful articles about 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗕 detailed a story of 3 of the members' parents meeting with HYBE's CEO and HYBE's executives. It said that in the meeting, the company told the parents about the shaman allegations but urged them not to tell the members, as it might hurt their feelings. However, just an hour after the meeting took place, articles about 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏's alleged connections to the shaman started coming out. Knowing how much the girls cared about 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏 and the way HYBE was treating her, the parents couldn't trust the company anymore. The girls' parents also exposed 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 and his disrespectful behavior towards the group. In an exclusive report from 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 at the beginning of May, the girls' parents claimed through their legal counsel that 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 would purposefully disregard the members whenever they came in contact. The statement read, "Whenever the NewJeans members encountered 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 in the company building, we wondered why 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 would pretend not to recognize the members and turn a blind eye to their greetings." The parents admit that at first they didn't believe their children and thought 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 just didn't recognize them. However, since it happened several times, they started to realize that 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 is possibly ignoring them on purpose. His warm and friendly interactions with the 𝗓𝗏𝗵 members further fueled the idea that there's an obvious agenda against NewJeans. To netizens, it only confirmed that there's a very clear divide between how HYBE views NewJeans as a group managed by 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and how they prioritize and prefer artists that they directly manage. A few months later, in September of 2024, the girls held an unexpected live stream where they shared more details about the situation and demanded for things to go back to how they used to be in the past. The girls opened up about how their privacy was violated when their medical records and videos from when they were HYBE trainees were leaked to the internet. 4 out of 5 members were minors in those videos, which makes the situation all the more disturbing. Once the group, their parents, and 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 tried to bring awareness to the situation though, HYBE took zero action. For a company that has always boasted about protecting its artists, the girls were once again completely ignored. It wasn't just the higher-ups who would act like NewJeans didn't even exist. Hanni recalled how she was blatantly dismissed by a manager of another HYBE group. In Hanni's words, she was walking down the HYBE building to get her hair and makeup done when she encountered another group and their manager. Hanni then overheard the manager say, loud enough for her to hear, "Ignore her." Hearing Hanni recall this encounter, Minji wondered how could a manager from the same company be so cold and openly tell someone to ignore a fellow team member. The girls decided to report the incident to the company, but the new CEO of 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏 dismissed their complaints, saying that it was too late to do anything about it. The girls also shared their anxieties witnessing some of their work be compromised, which happened to the extended director's cut versions of NewJeans music videos. Allegedly, at Ador's new management's request, director Shin Woo-sok was made to remove these versions from his YouTube channel. Reportedly, Shin Woo-sok was targeted by Ador for uploading said videos, as explained by Danielle on the group's livestream. She added how she couldn't comprehend why anybody would do this to a group or just anyone in general. It can be agreed, though, that overall the company has been acting very indifferent towards NewJeans. The girls didn't even learn about 𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗏's dismissal through their company. They had to find out the hard truth through the news. They stated that this action made it very clear that they weren't respected at all by the company. According to the group, HYBE's numerous plans for the girls turned out to be nothing but empty promises. They also voiced concerns about their future, noting that Min Hee-jin was the only one who truly understood their identity and therefore was crucial to the group. Hanni then continued on to declare that they will not listen to everything HYBE tells them to do. She said, "Like how we have our own and individual thoughts and feelings, we have the choice to choose how we will react to each situation, and we are not going to follow HYBE's every order blindly." The girls made it clear that they understand their worth and deserve to be treated far better. What's certain is that their trust in HYBE appears to be damaged, as they struggle to believe the company's promises of support and commitment to their future. If HYBE was as committed to the group as they claim to be, though, they wouldn't go out of their way to weaken the group's success in the eyes of the public. On September 25th, the CBS radio program Kim Hyun-jong's news show aired a phone interview with a reporter named Jang Hyun-woo. The reporter in question began the phone call by stating that in July of this year, he wrote an article about HYBE's stock price, as well as NewJeans' performance at Tokyo Dome. Shortly after he was done with the article, he was contacted by HYBE's head of public relations, who requested him to change certain parts of the article. Jang explained, "They said that NewJeans had sold 1.02 million copies in Japan, but insisted that the phrase 'in Japan' was inappropriate because the sales weren't solely from Japan, but across the globe." He also mentioned their criticism about how NewJeans' sales weren't as strong as they thought and that the record wasn't as impressive. Jang then pointed out how much it didn't make sense for the company to try to distort and downplay the achievements of their own artist. However, at first, Jang didn't think anything of it, but after he watched the infamous NewJeans live stream, he couldn't stop thinking about HYBE's request. Jang also shared that, from his experience in the industry, the PR department would typically highlight the unique features of the distribution and celebrate the record's importance rather than diminishing the artist's success. This would then positively affect the stock market and raise the company's value. To say the whole situation is odd is an understatement, especially when HYBE issued their own statement not long after, saying that they've made every effort to promote Adore, including NewJeans albums as well. Talking about promotions, the news about HYBE pausing all their activities, including work on their new album, made headlines and turned the public against them even more. Through an exclusive interview with Jung Il-bo on September 26th, Min Hee-jin revealed that the feud between her and HYBE severely disrupted future plans for NewJeans, calling it another example of HYBE's sabotage of the group. As proof of this sabotage, she shared that the plans for a surprise fan meeting in Korea, which were already underway, were also halted. The fan meeting was supposed to take place in Seoul Stadium, which holds about 66,000 people, and was expected to elevate NewJeans' popularity significantly, so calling it off didn't make any sense. According to HYBE's explanation, though, the cancellation of the fan meeting had nothing to do with the feud between the two agencies. They claimed the reason why the fan meeting was scratched was due to issues with the grass, which could be damaged by the large crowd. However, NewJeans fans pointed out that IU was able to hold her own fan meeting at Seoul Stadium in September of this year without facing any problems, since her company followed all the guidelines regarding ground use, which HYBE could also do. Min Hee-jin also revealed that the team was in the middle of preparing for the fan meeting when she was dismissed, adding that the vice presidents were also suddenly obstructed from continuing their activities. All of this led to an anonymous netizen filing a petition with the Ministry of Employment and Labor, requesting a full investigation into HYBE's treatment of NewJeans. The netizen stated, "These allegations of mistreatment within HYBE must be thoroughly investigated to uncover the truth. If it proves to be true, HYBE could have violated several articles of the Labor Standards Act, and the person responsible could be facing hard consequences for their behavior." Since the feud started to escalate and became such a sensitive topic in the industry, many of NewJeans fans are worried for the group's future. They voiced their concerns about NewJeans going in the traditional HYBE way after Min Hee-jin's dismissal, where physical albums will have much lower quality than NewJeans' previous albums, or that they will use random photo cards to boost their sales. While many of the groups in the industry use photo cards as a method to sell more, NewJeans is not one of them. Then there's the possibility that NewJeans will no longer have the creative freedom they had under Min Hee-jin, which made their sound so distinct and unique. While HYBE usually lets their artists have a lot of say in the music they produce, the company definitely doesn't produce music videos for every track, which is yet another thing that sets NewJeans apart from others. Whatever the outcome is, we hope that everyone involved chooses what's best for NewJeans and their future. 𝗂𝗃 was one of the top K-pop groups for many years, but the members have been involved in a lot of drama with Nayeon's withdrawal from the group, and now it seems like they aren't even friends anymore. After their debut in 2011, 𝗂𝗃's popularity quickly rose and they soon achieved commercial success, remaining on top of the K-pop industry for a long time. Meanwhile, Nayeon emerged as the most popular member of the group, and she was already making her acting debut all the way back in 2012. She then starred in a few other series and movies in the following years, while still continuing with her music career as a member of 𝗂𝗃. However, things started to change in 2021, when the group was celebrating their 10th anniversary. While the other 5 members renewed their contracts with their agency, Nayeon was the only one to leave the company, and instead she joined YG Entertainment as an actress. In their statement on the issue, 𝗂𝗃's company said that Nayeon left the group because she wanted to pursue her dream of becoming an actress, but added that they would continue to promote as 6, even if Nayeon was under another company. However, fans were immediately skeptical that 𝗂𝗃 could continue as if nothing happened, and many pointed out that groups with members under different agencies rarely work out. Others were also confused by Nayeon's decision to focus on acting, since she didn't really show that she was a good actress. In December 2021, IST Entertainment announced that 𝗂𝗃 was gearing up for their comeback in February, which would feature all 6 members of the group. In fact, Nayeon took part in the production of the new album, but the promise of promoting together with the other members soon started to crumble in front of the whole K-pop world. In January 2022, IST Entertainment revealed that Nayeon would appear only in the promotional material and the music video, while all the other activities would be carried out with just 5 members. The agency stated that they tried their best to have all the members together, but in the end, Nayeon couldn't participate because of sudden scheduling conflicts. So, in February, 𝗂𝗃 made their long-awaited comeback, technically with all 6 members, but in reality, they were actually promoting as 5. Nayeon's absence from the group's activities generated a lot of backlash toward her online. While some defended her, arguing that she was really in the midst of filming the drama Ghost Doctor, most netizens blamed Nayeon for sabotaging the group's comeback. The discussion on this issue online became much more heated after a post on a Korean forum, apparently written by a fan of the group, gained a lot of attention. In the post, the netizen argued that fans always stood by Nayeon's side, despite countless issues over the years. The netizen listed various moments when fans protected Nayeon, including when she danced lazily, when she didn't communicate, or when she was the only member that didn't dye her hair because she was filming a drama. However, the netizen argued that fans were done with her, saying, "This time, I don't think we can shield you." Continuing their rant, the netizen said that YG surely had something to do with Nayeon's absence, but added that she definitely agreed with not taking part in the comeback, so she was the one to blame. The netizen also argued that Nayeon could have still participated in some activities while missing others, and fans would have understood. Instead, the fact that she was sitting out the comeback entirely meant that there was something more important than a pink for Nayeon, according to the netizen. The fan concluded the post by saying that they were very disappointed, adding that Nayeon's behavior was irresponsible and rude to the members and the agency. Many netizens agreed with these concerns, blaming Nayeon for not caring about the group. Some also argued that another member of 𝗂𝗃, Yoonji, was also always busy with other projects, but she still found the time to join the other members for their comeback. While Nayeon was flooded with criticism, YG Entertainment released a statement on her absence from 𝗂𝗃, explaining that it was not easy to coordinate the schedule of the next drama under discussion with Sun Nayeon. The wording of this statement raised a lot of eyebrows, as it seemed like YG planned Nayeon's drama activities without taking into account her previous commitments with 𝗂𝗃. This was basically confirmed by a music industry insider who stated that YG unilaterally decided that Nayeon had to sit out 𝗂𝗃's comeback to film a drama. According to another report, 𝗂𝗃 tried to plan the group's activities around Nayeon's personal schedules as much as possible, but things just didn't work out. With the blame now being put also on YG, YouTuber Lee Jin-ho decided to intervene in the issue and defended Nayeon, revealing some more alleged details on the controversy. He acknowledged that Nayeon's absence caused a lot of problems for 𝗂𝗃, as the group had to rearrange their choreography and record again some parts of the song so that they could actually promote the comeback on music shows. However, Jin-ho argued that Nayeon did her best to take part part in the group's activities before the comeback, including the fan meetings and the music video filming. So, according to him, Na-eun cared a lot about 𝗡𝗃, and there was another reason behind her absence from the comeback activities. Jinho argued that 𝗡𝗃 initially wanted to release a new album to celebrate their 10th anniversary in 2021, but the comeback was delayed when member 𝗃𝗏 was accused of various instances of misbehavior, including mistreating schoolmates and underage drinking. A police investigation later revealed that the accusations were completely false, but the issue still had a huge impact on 𝗡𝗃. According to Jinho, Na-eun kept moving her schedules as the comeback was being postponed again and again. He added that, at the same time, Na-eun was receiving many casting offers, and at one point she couldn't refuse anymore, so that's when the scheduling conflicts began. Jinho argued that Na-eun was the real victim in the controversy, and that she was even refusing the suggestions of leaving the group because of her love for the other members. With these revelations, it seemed like Na-eun really tried everything to stay with 𝗡𝗃. But she was soon at the center of more criticism when another post online reignited the controversy. The post, which was published about a month after 𝗡𝗃's comeback, argued that Na-eun wasn't that busy, as she was only shooting pictorials and there was no news on her next projects. Fans were indeed confused, and many started to question Na-eun's real intentions. Her intentions were revealed just a few weeks later, in April 2022, when it was confirmed that Na-eun was officially leaving 𝗡𝗃. The group's agency released a statement on the news, saying that they met with YG Entertainment and all the members to discuss Na-eun's future. An industry insider confirmed that the decision was agreed by all parties. Na-eun soon shared a handwritten letter to her fans on Instagram to explain her decision. In the letter, she said that 𝗡𝗃 was like a family to her and added that the decision to leave the group wasn't easy. She also thanked the members and the fans, asking everyone to keep supporting the group. Following the news of Na-eun's departure, 𝗃𝗏 also shared a letter apologizing for all the issues of the previous months and reassuring fans that continuing as HYBE was the best option for everyone. Nevertheless, many fans of the group were bummed and heartbroken, but most netizens argued that Na-eun leaving 𝗡𝗃 was expected. Some even said that this decision was obvious, as Na-eun had been disconnected from the group for some time. 1 year after Na-eun's departure from the group, 𝗡𝗃 released their first comeback with 5 members. However, soon afterwards, 𝗃𝗏, 𝗏𝗵, Namjoon, and Hyung left IST Entertainment and signed with a new agency, with only Yoongi remaining with the company. Similarly to what happened when Na-eun left the agency, IST Entertainment reassured fans that the group would continue their activities. Since then, the group has released a couple of new singles, and they're apparently working on new music, but we still have no news of a possible comeback. Meanwhile, Na-eun went on with her acting career, but since leaving 𝗡𝗃, she has only appeared in 2 dramas, Agency and Romance in the House. Despite having leading roles in both series, it doesn't seem like her acting career is exactly working out well. In fact, Na-eun has been harshly criticized, and many found flaws in her pronunciation and facial expressions, pointing out that she only focuses on her looks. These issues are made even worse if we consider her long experience as an idol, and the fact that she made her acting debut over a decade ago. With her acting career struggling and criticisms mounting, many now question if parting ways with 𝗡𝗃 was really the best decision for Na-eun. However, it seems like she isn't regretting her decision at all, and she recently talked about the controversy and also gave an update on her relationship with the members. Na-eun argued that she wanted to promote with the group when they released their album in 2022, but her schedule didn't allow it. She continued by apologizing to fans who are still disappointed about her decision, adding that her time with 𝗡𝗃 remains a beautiful and precious memory. However, she confessed that some things didn't work out, so she had to leave. She was then asked about her current relationship with the 𝗡𝗃 members, and she shockingly revealed that she isn't talking with any of them anymore. She said, "I'm not in contact with the members right now, but I'm cheering them on as a fan." Then, she complimented Yoongi for her work in the drama Miss Night and Day, and added that she's looking at all the members' activities while supporting them on the sideline. Many were sad at this revelation, as most fans believed that Na-eun was still friends with the members. Some have wondered if something happened between them, while others said that maybe they weren't even that close in the first place. Others instead argued that it's normal that they would grow apart over time. Nevertheless, this is another heavy blow for the fans of 𝗡𝗃, and at this point seeing the group reunited seems impossible. Eunice's J.Li has been all over TikTok's For You pages recently, but mostly for negative reasons, as she's been the target of a disturbing hate train. But why is J.Li getting so much hate in the first place? And why should we be worried about this troubling trend of negativity toward young female idols? Born on August 19, 2007 in Las Piñas, Philippines, J.Li started her career in the entertainment industry pretty young, which as you'll soon see has had very bad consequences. Ever since she was 12 years old, she has participated in pageants and won multiple awards and sashes. The Philippines is known for its intense passion for beauty pageants, and over the past decade, the country has won 9 international titles, sparking a wave of beauty contests and aspiring contestants. That's why J.Li's involvement and success in these pageants is such a big deal and says a lot about how gorgeous she is and also confirms her insane star potential. On top of her early success, she also worked as a fashion model and an ambassador for local skincare, fashion, and floral brands like Ortiz Skin Clinic, The Lacrime, Michaela, and Aspire magazine Global World. It's not known how J.Li made the decision to become an idol, but she traveled from the Philippines to South Korea to take part in SBS's survival show Universe Ticket. To explain the basic concept of the show, Universe Ticket showcases 82 contestants who compete in different challenges to win a spot in a K-pop girl group. The goal was to select 8 finalists to be part of a project group, which is supposed to be active for 2.5 years. From the start, the show faced numerous issues that led to a decline in viewers' interest and overall enthusiasm. Some bad performances went viral, and there were accusations of discrimination by the producers, along with allegations of evil editing that made some performances seem worse than they actually were. There were also complaints about the voting and ranking system, with a commenter writing, "The judging and ranking criteria are not transparent, so people are just blindly voting with no idea whether or not it matters. What really matters is J.Li's journey throughout the episodes and how she managed to climb through the ranks. She began in a low rank but climbed to the upper class, proving her talent and dedication. At the end, she was promoted to become the 4th member of UNI's, the girl group that was formed through the show. While the show was airing, J.Li managed to win the hearts of the viewers and the public alike with her impressive looks, talent, and charisma. Even though she faced some tough challenges and had a few disappointing rankings, her hard work and growth allowed her to improve her skills, especially her dancing. Plus, her fellow contestants and group members absolutely adore her. But even though everyone is obviously very fond of her and has nothing bad to say about her, people still find ways to pick on her, and she became the target of malicious online posts that grew very disturbing over time. One moment included J.Li walking down the stage treating it like a runway because she used to be a pageant girl and a catwalk was probably deeply rooted in her blood. Despite this, she received a lot of backlash for simply doing a silly joke, with people claiming she was too confident and full of herself. Despite everything, while the show was airing, J.Li realized very early on that the most important thing was the fact that fans, the judges, and the other contestants loved her and didn't let the criticism get to her in any way. She constantly recognized the parts she was flawed in and improved on them, never losing her kindness, drive, or confidence. Looking at her, you could tell that she was the ideal K-pop idol and that she was going to be a big star once the group found their footing. But sadly, instead of being appreciated, J.Li faced a troubling wave of hate from K-pop fans over the stupidest things possible, such as how she posed for the cameras or how she walked. The things piled up and it turned into a massive hate train after only a few days. It all started when Eunice made their first comeback with the single album Curious on August 6th. The catchy song and lively performances made the comeback stand out, drawing a lot of attention, especially to J.Li. But this attention had its drawbacks as it led to a lot of negative focus on her. To explain some context behind everything, there were a few videos of her posing for the cameras on the way to schedules which had millions of views on TikTok. In one of these viral videos, J.Li steps out of her car and strikes a pose as she walks toward the entrance, catching the camera's attention. The TikTok user who posted the video labels her as having main character syndrome, while many of the comments criticize her for being a pick-me girl and say she's trying too hard. All the negativity over a short clip of her waving and posing for pictures doesn't make much sense to many people, including us, yet for some reason, it's still happening. In a different viral video, the other Eunice members are seen walking to stand in a photo line while J.Li skips to get to her spot. Once again, there was nothing abnormal about her behavior, yet people berated her for apparently wanting to take up too much of people's attention. A few accused her of running just so she could be in the center, but this argument doesn't hold up since when the members line up for pictures, she's nowhere near the center. Even the way she looked around was labeled as her side-eyeing the other members, proving that people are reaching far and wide so they can find reasons to hate somebody who has done nothing to deserve the backlash. However, these people fail to realize how much these very unnecessary remarks and hate comments hurt the idols and affect not only their lives, but also their careers. Even the most harmless moments that everyone around J.Li, including reporters and her group, seemed to enjoy were criticized as pick-me behavior. In In a video, she poses for the camera while reporters laughing and chatting excitedly point her out to each other. Knowing her background as a model and pageant girl, it's very easy to see why her first instinct when she sees cameras is to pose for the photographers. Even if she didn't work as a model, there's no logical reason why a 17-year-old girl should get several viral videos of people hating on her for posing and walking around. She's been compared to IVE's Wonyoung, but not as a compliment. Instead, people are saying both she and Wonyoung acted like they were seeking attention at all times, even at the risk of overshadowing the other members. Looking at how people are using the word "pick me" to insult these very young and successful women makes it very obvious that they don't know what they're talking about. By definition, a pick-me girl is someone who puts down other women to make herself look better and more special, hoping to attract attention from men. Given this, it's confusing why doing something like eating a strawberry or posing for the camera is now being labeled as pick-me behavior. Neither Jelly nor Wonyoung can be labeled as such girls because they're just doing their job and are great at it. As the negativity toward her grew, people began searching for more clips to label her as cringe. One of these clips included a moment that 4 of the Universe Ticket girls had with Sejong, who served as a mentor on the show. At some point, Jelly asks Sejong how she manages to dance and sing at the same time, as she found it a bit hard to control her breathing. Since Sejong gave her answer in Korean, Jelly, who isn't fluent in the language yet, found it hard to understand her, so she couldn't help but look a bit puzzled. A TikTok user apparently found this funny and posted the clip with the text, "I think Sejong wants help." The video managed to get more than 1 million likes and tens and thousands of comments, with some people saying that the clip looked straight out of a psychological thriller. A commenter wrote, "Sejong looks so scared I'm giggling." There were even some that even accused her of faking her signature sleepy eyes for attention. In many viral videos, Jelly's eyes look droopy, but some people claim she's making them look like that on purpose to seem more interesting. This is yet another false claim because if you were to look at her pre-debut pictures, you would see that her eyes look exactly the same. But it has been proven that these people don't really care about facts or even logic because the hate against her didn't falter in the slightest. It actually became so bad that her mother had to step in and speak up. On her Twitter account, which she mostly uses to support Jelly and the group, Jelly's mom has shared several posts in support of her daughter. She also posted a message of her own saying, "Even if you keep the hate coming, she will remain to be the unbothered princess. She was raised to be strong, and nothing that you will say against her would put her down." What's more, even her Filipino fans think the hate is way too much, and sometimes the comments make you question whether this isn't happening because she's from the Philippines and not from Korea. It wouldn't be the first time that netizens attacked non-Korean idols. Jelly's case is nothing else but jobless social media users finding another young girl to pile on. It has happened to Wonyoung, Blackpink's Jennie, ITZY's Yoona, and now Jelly, and unfortunately, it's going to happen to a lot of other women who quote-unquote dare to be more confident than netizens would like them to be. It's disappointing to see this keep happening, especially to younger and younger women each time, and it's upsetting that Jelly can't even go about her life without being insulted and called names. When the news hit that HYunA was getting married to her controversial boyfriend, chaos erupted online with a flood of negative comments about their relationship. Well, HYunA has something to say to the haters, and it's likely they won't be happy with what she has to say. 2024 got off to a rough start for HYunA, as in January, she revealed that she was in a relationship with former Highlight member Young Junhyung. They were friends from their early days as idols, so it's no surprise they ended up dating. They might have received more support if it weren't for the fact that in 2019, Junhyung stepped away from Highlight and the music industry after admitting to watching molka videos sent by Junyoung. To be more exact, Junyoung sent Junhyung a video of himself with a woman who didn't know she was being recorded. Instead of reacting with concern, Junhyung made inappropriate comments about the video and didn't report it, which is something he acknowledged. So when HYunA shared that she was dating him, a lot of people thought that she would listen to the fans' criticism and concerns and then break up with him. Turns out that HYunA had other plans. On July 8th, YTN reported that HYunA and Junhyung would be tying the knot on October 11th in Seoul. According to an insider report, the couple has known each other for years, forming a strong bond through their shared experiences in the entertainment industry. Their close friendship eventually blossomed into romance, and now, confident in their relationship, they have decided to get married. The insider said that the two uplift each other and are expected to flourish even more after their wedding. The following day, both labels confirmed the news. @Area mentioned that the couple has been a great support to each other, leading to their decision to marry. They expressed gratitude for the support and requested blessings for HYunA's future. Similarly, Junhyung's agency 𝗏𝗏𝗏 announced that the couple plans to have a small ceremony to honor their strong bond and trust. The response was quick and strong from both Korean fans and international ones. Some Korean netizens were supportive, appreciating that the couple had been close for a long time. Others felt the marriage was happening too soon, but were mostly indifferent as long as HyunA was happy. International fans and some Korean ones, however, were openly disappointed and didn't try to hide their feelings. Comments on online forums went on to call HyunA boy crazy, bringing up Junhyung's scandal as the reason why they disapproved of the marriage. A user wrote, "I guess she can gloss over the fact that he watches his friends' molkas with other women. It wasn't just the fans who seemed to disapprove of the marriage, because once it was announced, Dawn went on to delete all the traces of HyunA from his Instagram account, and then a few days later, HyunA did the same thing." Given that they are exes, it's understandable for them to remove each other's photos from their social media, especially with one of them getting married. However, Dawn had mentioned on MBC's Radio Star in 2019 that they would keep their photos up even if they broke up, since their relationship was a natural part of their story. The photos stayed up until a few days after the wedding news, which raised some eyebrows. Fans could understand why Dawn might feel hurt, especially since rumors suggested their 2022 breakup was due to differing views on marriage and children, with Dawn wanting both and HyunA not being ready for either. Seeing the news might have been hard for him, which could be why he took down the photos even though they had promised not to. It's also likely that their plan to stay friends after the breakup didn't work out. The bigger issue is the impact of the marriage announcement on HyunA's career. Her North American tour, announced on June 3rd and set to start on August 7th, faced a lot of problems. Even though ticket prices were reasonable, many shows were cancelled, and the remaining ones had poor ticket sales. This was unexpected because many assumed the online backlash wouldn't affect HyunA's real-life popularity, but it seems like the scandal led to a decline in her fan base and public support, both in Korea and abroad. Ultimately, the tour was cancelled and all promotional materials were removed. Korean netizens were puzzled why she was given an international tour in the first place, when many overseas fans were most critical of her relationship with Junhyung and were boycotting her because of it. There were even speculations that she was pregnant, with people citing that as the reason why she was canceling the tour, but these rumors were quickly shut down. Even with the tour cancellations and declining fan base, HyunA seemed unbothered and continued to post pictures showcasing her engagement ring. On September 2nd, a photo of HyunA and Junhyung's wedding invitation went viral after being posted by a friend. Shortly after, 𝗏𝗏 published exclusive photos from their wedding shoot. The images showed them in both traditional and modern outfits, with HyunA wearing a corset top and mesh tights in some of the pictures, and in others, she opted for a more traditional wedding look with a white dress and a white veil. After 𝗏𝗏's report, HyunA also posted the pictures on her Instagram to share with fans the joy of being married. What she probably didn't expect, though, was the flood of negative comments from so many people. Many praised the photo shoot, but said that they didn't like the couple posing. They also brought up Junhyung's past and questioned whether his relationship with HyunA was even healthy, with some even suggesting she was being pressured or even blackmailed into marrying him. However, the commenters seemed to ignore that the couple had been close for over a decade, even before their debut. Given the intense backlash and the out-of-pocket rumors surrounding their marriage, it was clear that HyunA wasn't going to just sit around and ignore the way things were unraveling. If you have followed her career, you would know that she rarely does so. On September 4th at Area, HyunA's agency released a statement threatening legal action. They revealed that due to the countless personal attacks, false information, and malicious rumors aimed at HyunA, they had often thought about taking action but refrained because HyunA asked them not to. However, once HyunA announced her marriage, the hate got so out of hand that they had no choice but to take action. According to the agency, there were also a lot of baseless rumors that were spread about her, so they had to respond in a firm manner. They ended their statement with, "To protect the dignity of the artist, we stress that any further malicious rumors will be met with strict legal action, without warnings, leniency, or settlements." However, once the news of the legal action dropped, people found it hard to take the threat seriously. Some wondered if the situation truly called for legal action, or if HyunA was just having trouble handling the backlash. Others felt that regardless of opinions on her personal life, the harassment was excessive and should stop. One person noted that disagreeing with her choices doesn't justify hounding her, and it certainly doesn't make those attacking her any better. Following the legal threats, the two were also spotted making a public appearance together at the airport. The couple was spotted at Incheon International Airport heading to Hong Kong as HyunA was slated to perform at the Star Next Music Festival. After a quick greeting to reporters, they mostly ignored the cameras that were following their every move and enjoyed their time together. HyunA joked with her fiancé at one point, and he listened intently recently, showing they're not just committed to each other, but also unfazed by what others think. In addition to lawsuits and public appearances, HYunA has personally sent a message to the people who are hating on her. She's spoken out about the criticism several times before, repeatedly making it clear that the backlash doesn't bother her. When she appeared on JoHoonA's YouTube channel, she said that she was well aware of what people thought of her, but she wasn't one to ask for the public's approval. HYunA stated that she would lose the value of happiness if she paid attention to what people were saying about her. However, her recent message was much more direct. Following her performance at the Star Next Music Festival in Hong Kong, HYunA shared some Instagram photos flaunting her outfit and posing with her dancers. However, what really caught people's attention was a photo where she flipped off the camera. Even though she didn't exactly reveal who she was flipping off, many people think it was a message to the ones who had been hating her ever since she revealed that she was dating Junyoung. Fans backed her, arguing that people had no right to interfere with her personal choices or tell her who she should date. Disagreeing is one thing, but attacking her and criticizing her for standing up for herself crossed a line. Some felt her actions were immature and unnecessary, accusing HYunA of playing the victim again when, in reality, people were just upset about her choice of partner. You might disagree with HYunA's choices, and that's fine. It's one thing to dislike someone based on their actions, but inventing serious allegations about them like blackmail or threats is over the top. Making up these kinds of stories just to add more criticism is not only unfair, but also implies that Junyoung has committed crimes we have no proof of, which is just out of pocket. It makes sense that the two are pursuing legal action against these claims, and something tells us that they're not going to stop with this. Once again, HYunA has shown that other people's opinions don't affect her. Regardless of what anyone thinks about her relationship with Junyoung, she's focused on her own happiness and her upcoming wedding. Boycotts or losing fans don't seem to affect her whatsoever. HYunA has figured out what matters most to her and is standing by it.